Stop electing puppets is the answer Julius Malema gave to the question of what does Africa or African countries have to do to be able to get a permanent seat at the UN Security Council. This is what he said.
I often hear a lot of people advocating for Africa to have a permanent voice within the UN Security Council. You mentioned it just now, but I would like to know from you what exactly needs to be done for Africa to be recognized in that fashion, for it to be a permanent voice there within the UN Security Council.
No, South Africa and the whole of African continent must stop electing puppets. They need to elect people who are going to challenge the status quo, and not from a lip service. They must be able to put up a case in such a way that their voice is being heard. So we have a lot of clowns that get elected here in the continent. They go there and then they go shopping instead of going to fight for the recognition of the African continent. So we still have got a long way to go. We still have some of the countries in Africa that are still paying colonial taxes to France and things like that. And we expect such people to go to the UN Security Council and agree that Africa must be represented. So we need to politically conscientize and take over the African continent and position Africa in the UN Security Council at the same level as India, China, Russia, America, and all of that. Because the reality is that we are equal. Actually, we have got more resources than them, but we are treated like we are the stepchildren of the world. Because our leadership hasn't demonstrated that power to force the Security Council and the UN to agree that Africa should be a permanent member of the Security Council. The Security Council has become one of the strategic organs of the UN, and it's important that we have a voice, and that voice ought to be permanent, and it must exercise the same powers that the rest of permanent members are exercising.
Very simple, right? Elect leaders that will stand up for you and your rights, that will demand for what is rightfully yours, and that will stand on the truth, not bow down, not turn a blind eye, but actually do the right thing. That is what you need to do. That's the first step before even talking about permanent seat at the UN Security Council. He actually said something that I found funny. These people, they'll travel, right, to these countries, and what are they going to do? They're going to do shopping instead of doing their job, instead of being a servant. They are civil servants. They're there to serve the people. They're there to represent the people back home, but they go and shop. He said shop, but I'll add party and have fun and enjoy their lives. They forget about why exactly they're there. So, you know, as he put it, it's plain and simple. You first elect those people, the leaders that will advocate for you, and then everything else follows. But anyways, fam, let us know down below what your thoughts are about what Julius Malema said. Do you believe that is the first step to getting a permanent seat at the UN Security Council? I am Wongel Zelalem. I'll see you on the next one.